Hi YouTubers, it's Midwest T-Rex, and if you've watched my intro video, I announced my upcoming through hike attempt of the Appalachian Trail, or AT for short. It's almost 2,200 miles long, running from northeast Georgia to Katahdin, Maine. I wanted to do a quick video of the gear I'll be starting out with on my midwinter attempt. There will be links to most of my gear I'm using below, so I won't be doing a detailed review at this time. However, there are a few popular hikers with YouTube channels using some of my same gear, and they have detailed reviews on much of that equipment. So I'd recommend you check out Darwin on the Trail, Homemade Wanderlust, and Outdoor Adventures. It goes by Frozen. And if you're planning on buying any gear, support your local independent outfitter or small business as much as possible. Unfortunately, our local outfitter closed during COVID. I've been a member of REI for over 40 years, so much of my gear was purchased from our local REI store. I have ordered some of my gear from smaller cottage gear companies such as Z-Packs, it's based out of Florida, Enlighten Equipment in Minnesota, Gossamer gear in Texas, and I've also used a website called Garage Grown Gear to buy other gear from other smaller companies. So with that, I wanted to just do a general overview of my backpack. It's a Gossamer gear 60-liter backpack. It weighs about 2 pounds, and it has 7 pouches on the outside. It has a removable pad that you can use for a sit pad, and underneath is a perimeter wire that runs into the hip belt to distribute the weight load. There are 2 hip belts that I'll use for snacks, and it has 2 side pockets on one side. One I'm using for my cook set, the lower one I'll use for water bottles, and on the opposite side is a large side pocket that I will have my tent in, and I'll explain all this gear later. On the back side is a large mesh pocket where you can store things that you need quick access to or hold other items if they're wet. And then it does have a small top zip pocket that you can use for storing your water filter, maps, those kinds of things. And I wanted to point out I did add 2 accessory pockets to my backpack. One is for my cell phone and also for sunscreen, chapstick, maybe a snack here and there, and a zippered pouch for the phone itself. And then a bottle rocket. These both are from Gossamer gear that can hold up to a 1-liter bottle. And then I also want to just quickly cover safety equipment that I'll be using on my hike. This is a Garmin inReach Mini 2. It's a satellite messenger for when I don't have cell service. It does require a monthly or yearly subscription plan. What this allows me to do, and it's paired with my Garmin Instinct 2X solar watch and also to my iPhone 11. And through the Garmin app on my phone, I'm able to set a 2 to 30 minute tracking pin on my hike. Then I can link that to close friends and family so they can see where I'm at as I go along the trail. This also allows me, through the satellite service, to get detailed weather forecasts for my specific location. And then lastly, there is also SOS Emergency Services button. If things go south, break my leg or something, I'm able to get a hold of local emergency services with that. Okay, so with that, I'll go ahead and show you what's in my pack, starting with the outside pockets first. This is my cook set and spoon that I'll be using on my meals. This is a Sea to Summit spoon with a long handle on it. The reason for the long handle is a lot of my meals will be using quart-sized freezer bags for oatmeal and also my evening meals. So I'm using a canister stove. So you can either get a 4-ounce or an 8-ounce canister. That'll last at least a week on the trail before I need a refill. And then I'm using a MSR Titan kettle. This holds about 3 cups of water, and I'm able to nest a lot of the stuff inside of the kettle. Obviously I have a lighter, I have the pot stand that goes on the burner, and this is a stand for the canister stove, so it's a little more stable on the ground. And I'm using a Soto Windmaster. This threads onto the canister stove, and it does have an igniter, but I carry a backup big lighter. And this isn't the lightest canister stove out there, but what I do like about it is it has a recessed head, so you don't need a separate windscreen. That adds space and weight to this, and it also has a regulator inside it that allows you to use this canister stove in colder weather. Okay. The bottom pouch here, again, will just be used for water. On the other side, I'm not going to pull it out because it's in there pretty tight, but this is a Z-Pax duplex tent. It's a 2-person tent. It will require trekking poles because it doesn't have separate poles to hold it up. It's also a single wall tent, so it's integrated rain fly and tent body all in one. This thing is super light. It weighs about 23 ounces, I believe. And on the back side here, this large mesh pocket, I have my TP and trowel that I'll be using with some hand sanitizer. I have, this is one of my luxury items. This is a roller stick for tight muscles. At my age, I'm going to be sore a lot, I'm sure, hiking, so this is worth the penalty to me to hopefully work out some of the knots that I'm getting. In this dry bag, this is actually another cottage gear company that I would recommend checking out. This is one of their dry bags. It's called Anti-Gravity Gear. They also make some great stuff. So in this bag I have my rain gear. This is my foul weather gear that I would be wearing. First off, I have some REI Zero Dry. These are made with Gore-Tex liner. I think they weigh about 11 ounces. I have a Patagonia torrent shell. This is a 3-layer. It uses a proprietary waterproof membrane fabric similar to Gore-Tex, but it's specific to Patagonia. One thing I like about Patagonia is they do, this particular jacket is made with, partially made with some discarded fishing nets and water bottles and those kinds of things. So great repurposing. And lastly, I have a pair of rain mitts. These are from Enlightened Equipment. However, I believe they do not make these anymore. This is the gear company out of Minnesota I was talking about. It is a waterproof fabric, however the seams are not taped, so you have to put your own seam sealant on there. So I'll be using those when it's super cold out, just to protect my inner gloves and glove liners that I'll be using on the hike as needed. Okay, so that's everything on the side pockets and the large mesh pocket. And this is for the top, ready access. I'll always have my headlamp in here. This is made by a company called NITECORE. It's available on a lot of different sites. This is really light. It has a USB-C connection, rechargeable battery. It can go for, I think, up to 10 hours of use before it needs recharge on using some of the highest settings. It also has a red light function that you can use late at night, not to disturb other people and protect your night vision. I have about a 15-foot, 16-foot piece of paracord with a reflective stripe in it. This will be when I'm at camp and need to hang something up to dry. I also want to be able to, I wanted a bright color so I don't leave it when I leave camp, and with the reflective stripe I'll be able to see it in low light conditions. I also have a small first aid kit. This is made by a company called Light AF, similar to anti-gravity gear. They have a lot of good products that you can buy. So this one actually says first aid on it. Not going to open it up, but it has a pair of gloves, multiple band-aids, some antibiotic ointment, some skin cream in case I develop a rash. It has a safety pin to pop blisters if necessary. It'll also have some Leuco tape that I can use to treat my feet if I'm starting to feel like I'm going to get a blister, or after I've already developed one, to cover up the injury. And there'll also be ibuprofen, some antidiarrheal meds in here too, just be on the safe side. I also have my water treatment because I'm starting my hike midwinter, and a lot of hikers use a squeeze filter instead, but this is a chemical treatment. So it's a two-part solution that you mix together, and it's about 7 drops of each mixed together. You wait 5 minutes, it turns kind of a pale yellow, and then it's ready to use. You pour it in your bottles, and it takes 20 to 30 minutes for the treatment to work. I've also added a contact case so that I can treat a larger quantity of water than I can with just 2 caps. So there may be times when that is necessary. So these 2 bottles together weigh about 1.5 ounces, and it can treat up to 30 gallons of water. So it lasts for quite a while. I also have a waterproof journal that I'll be able to write in time to time, just to make notes to myself as I do these videos. And finally, the tent stakes for the ZPEX duplex tent. I'm keeping them up in my top pocket. Sometimes stakes can start wearing holes in your tent over time, just the abrasion and if they have a sharper point on it. So I think it's just to be for insurance purposes, I'm going to leave them in my top pocket here. Okay, so moving on to what's inside this tent. So I am using a liner sack. Some backpackers like using an external rain cover. Most backpacks are not waterproof. Taping all the seams that are on a backpack adds weight and expense. So most of the time you're either going to have to use an internal liner or a rain cover. So this is an Ultrasac trash compactor bag. It's like 2.5 mils thickness, so it's like 3 times the thickness of a normal black trash bag. I also like that it's in the white color, so it's a little easier to see what's inside my pack. So I twisted over a few times. Some of my extra clothes, a couple of extra pair of socks, pair of underwear, an extra shirt are stored in a dry sack for double insurance. I have a electronics bag. I have 3 different power banks that are inside this, and I also have a charger for my 3 GoPro batteries. This uses a USB-C charging system. So I have charging cables, I have an Anchor power core, dual outlet, and I have 2 different types of power banks. One is a Anchor. I think it's a 14,000 milliamp charger. This one's older. I've used it a lot, but I like it. And with the fact that I'm videotaping, I'm going to be using up a lot of battery. I recently bought 2. This is the same company as the headlamp. This is a Night Core. These are 10,000 milliamp hour, and the 2 of these together weighs what the other one weighs, the Anchor. And these use a USB-C connector, so that's good. So just have those and just all the charging cables that I need with it. And just kind of another insurance policy. This is something Frozen from Outdoor Adventures mentions in some of his videos, is taking some of the little desiccant packs that you get in anything that's mailed to you. Just throw these in, and you know, if it cuts down on the moisture, hopefully your electronic gear will last longer. Also have, this is an ultra dry sack that I got from through Garage Grown Gear, and the company's called Ultralight Sacks. So this is sort of my toiletry bag, so toothpaste, toothbrush, dental floss, all those kind of things will go in there. Next up, I have my food bag. On parts of the Appalachian Trail, in certain sections, they do require a bear-resistant containers. Bear Vault's one of the more common manufacturers for that. Primarily in Georgia, that's required. However, the section that's required in, I will be past that prior to the time interval that you're required to use it. So I did have a bear canister for this Gossamer gear Mariposa. It took up a lot of space in my backpack, and the largest bear vault you have to put in vertically instead of horizontally, so it took up that much more room. So what I'll be doing is, you know, because there are bears along the Appalachian Trail, is I will be doing what's called a PCT, Pacific Crust Trail bear hang. So you need a weighted sack with a carabiner and about 50 feet of cord. This is purchased off of Garage Grown Gear. It's a Ultra Glide. It's a Spectra. It's a super slick, brightly colored, and it has a reflective strip that runs down the middle of it. So if I need to get up and going right at twilight, I'll be able to see this when I shine it on my head lamp. This is a Z-Packs food bag. There's also a light AF rucksack with it, because I also have a light AF food bag, but I'm planning on using the Z-Packs. I currently have, for this demonstration, about 3 days worth of food in here. I will probably be carrying 3 to 4 days worth of food between stops at hostels and trail towns and that kind of stuff. Lastly, I have another bag liner in here, and this is for my sleeping gear. So since I'll be going in early midwinter, I want to make sure that I'm keeping nice and warm. So I have some synthetic insulation booties. These are from Enlightened Equipment. Super light. I think it's about an ounce for the pair, and I have big feet. So I've used those before. They're super warm. Enlightened Equipment. Then I'm using possum down socks. These are from Z-Packs. And I think the pair weighs about 3 ounces. I just have a fleece hat from REI, an older one. And then for my long underwear, I will be using Smart Wool, and these are their thermal weight, 250 tops and bottoms. They don't match, but I don't care. And lastly, I also have a buff in here, and I can use that as like a neck gaiter. It's got a lot of different uses. In a pinch, I could use it as a washcloth. And this one's out of merino wool. I have 2 other ones that I may take. One of them has a really high UPF rating for sun exposure, and the other one is treated with a insect repellent. Next up is my my Thermarest. This is a Thermarest rest-neoair-xtherm. So this is their winter rated pad. The R value, insulating value on it is 5.7. Most summer pads are rated lower at maybe a 2, 2.5. I have a Summit pillow. It's a Aeros-down-pillow, regular. And I've also purchased a different brand pillow that has a pillow strap on it that wraps around the sleeping pad so it's not sliding all over the place. And was able to modify the pillow strap, because it was removable and washable, to fit the Summit pillow. So super excited that my pillow won't be sliding all over the place in the tent or in the shelters that I use. And then lastly is, not lastly, this is the pillow strap that I was just talking about. So there's a pouch the pillow slides into, and then the elastic wraps around the bottom of your sleeping pad to help it stay in place. And then I'm also using a mummy liner. This is a silk one by Cocoon. It's 100% silk. Using it for 2 purposes. It's going to be a long time between showers and trail town accessibility. So this liner will keep my bag from getting too dirty, and it also adds some warmth. I think this is rated at an additional 6 or 7 degrees of comfort, and it weighs about 5 ounces. And then lastly is my sleeping bag. This is a rectangular dry bag that I'm using with it. This is from Z-Packs. That's what their logo looks like. And this is a 10-degree mummy bag. It is a 3/4 zip. Has a closed foot box, and the zipper runs, almost all the way down to your foot box. So this is rated at 10 degrees. It does not have a hood on it like a traditional sleeping bag, but you do have 2 points where you can cinch it in really closely around your neck. This weighs about 28 ounces. It's made out of 900 fill power down, and it's going to keep me warm. Alright, so I forgot to mention that I also wanted to show what I'm typically going to be wearing on the trail. So I'm going to use wool socks. These are darn tough socks, made in Vermont. They're super great. If you ever get a hole in them, you can send them back to the company in Vermont, and they will get you a new pair. I had some of my equipment that I'm using on a daily basis, my clothing, treated with a permethrin insect repellent. There's a company in North Carolina called Insect Shield, and you can send them your clothing on a piece-by-piece basis, or you can sign up for a bundle. They'll send you a bag to send all the garments that you want treated back to them, and in a prepaid shipping label. And it only took about 2 weeks from the time I sent the items in to get it back, and that was between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I know it's a busy time of the year for shippers. They do stamp everything that they treated, either with a stamp like this, or in the case of my trekking pants, they sew a tag inside the liner. So this is bound into the fabric. There's some things they can't treat if it's an item that can only be dry cleaned, or like underwear they will not treat. But the permethrin is bound into the fabric, and they indicate that it'll last up to 70 washings. So ticks and Lyme disease, mosquitoes are a big problem on the trail, especially as it starts to warm up. So I just wanted the peace of mind of having most of the equipment that I'm wearing on a regular basis be treated. So my hiking pants are just, these are from Columbia. They are zip off, so they're shorts when I need them to be, they're long pants when I need them to be. Had these for quite a while, very comfortable, I like them a lot. My base layer is a smart wool zip top. I like using zip tops when possible because it quickly regulates. If you get overheated, you can unzip it. This is a 250 weight. And then my legs don't tend to get very cold, so I have a thinner, these are Patagonia, these are Capeline. This is a synthetic wicking type material. I'll wear these when it gets below probably about 25 degrees. I have a long sleeve hoodie. This is a Patagonia daily cool hoodie. There will be days I'll just be able to wear this by itself, and it has I think a 30 UPS rating on it, so that'll help with sun exposure. And then I have a mid fleece layer. This one's a gridded one. This is from LL Bean. This is a half zip model. So again, being able to regulate my temperature quickly is great. I've also used a Patagonia R1 hoodie system. This fits me better and is lighter, and so that this is what I'm choosing to take on this hike. If it's really windy and I feel like the weather's starting to sap my heat too much from my regular hiking clothes, I got this, it's a ballerina pants, and these are body wrapper, and so they only weigh about 1.5 ounces. They have a hem cuff on it, and these are unisex sizes, so you have to look at their website. But I got this from Outdoor Adventures Frozen. This is what he used on a lot of the hike. It cuts the wind, adds a little bit of water resistance to it, not to the level of rain pants, but if you're just in a light mist or drizzle, that should suffice. And then I have an REI wind jacket. A lot of people like the Patagonia Houdini or the Mont-Bell Anorak wind shells. I got a good deal on a sale for members, and again, this is a full zip jacket, so I'll be able to regulate my temperature pretty well with that. So I don't imagine that I'll be using the down jacket that I'm also carrying until I get to camp if it's cold. This is from Enlightened Equipment. This is a synthetic insulation jacket. I think it weighs about 8 ounces in an extra large size that I need with a hood. And it has 2 side pockets on it. I've had this out where I live in a strong wind, 30 degrees with a t-shirt on, and I was completely warm in it. Again, light equipment, Torrid jacket, really like it. Okay, if I get into a snow situation or real sloppy conditions, I have a pair of Outdoor Research. These are they're helium fabric, so the lower part is waterproof, the upper part is a more breathable material, and it's velcroed. This has a clip for the front of your shoes or boots that you're using, and a Hypalon strap that goes underneath the bottom of your shoe. This is also replaceable if it breaks. Not all of them are, so that's a nice feature to have. And then it has a cinch that goes tightens up around your calf to hold it up. So I think together these are about 4.5 ounces. And we'll have just a light cap that I'll use if it's raining. I like having the raincoat hood up off of the bare spot on the top of my head, so I will use a runner's cap for that. And could also use it with a bandana in the sun. Protects your ears, your neck, top of your head, because this is a little more breathable material. And then lastly, I will be starting my hike in Hoka Speed Goat 5s. Not crazy about the color, however, these are pretty comfortable. They have a lot of cushion in them. They have a Vibram rubber sole, which is quite durable. These have a Gore-Tex lining in them, so they're technically waterproof. So as long as the water doesn't get in here, they should stay pretty dry. They will take longer to dry out, though, once they do get wet. I did have to add a small hoop to the front of these because it does not have a hook for my gaiters. It's kind of unfortunate that Gore-Tex shoes that you're going to use mostly in cold, wet weather doesn't automatically come with a loop, you know, for your gaiters. So I think that's everything. With 3 days of food, not including my water, my pack weighs about 28 pounds. So my base weight is about 21 to 22 pounds for those that are interested. So again, if you want to follow my height, please subscribe to my channel and click on notifications for when new videos are posted. Thank you.